This is the IC Pixels podcast with David and Anthony Cavins. We're going to talk about design in everyday situations.
Welcome back to another episode of the IC Pixels podcast. This is David.
And this is Anthony.
And we're back again. We're a little late this week because it's springtime. Life happens. But we're back.
I think that was our excuse for last time, but...
Kinda. Well, I was also... Yesterday, since we didn't record yesterday, I got distracted. I watched the new season of Sherlock. It's pretty good.
Oh, I'm so behind on... How many seasons is it now?
I don't know. I think it's 3 or 4, I think.
Oh, okay.
But the last season I watched it actually kind of recently, but it was like 1 or 2 episodes that were lame, and then this season there was 1 episode I thought was kind of corny, but it wasn't bad. I just which season are you on? You must be on an earlier season than me, but I just feel bad for
Sherlock. Yeah, I don't because I haven't watched it so long. I feel like I watched 1 or 2 seasons.
But just like bad stuff keeps happening to Dr. Watson. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
it's not cool.
I think the last one I watched was something with him getting kidnapped or something like that. And I don't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's hard out here for Dr. Watson. But yeah. So I was watching that, and it's been warm outside, so I just spend more time outside when it's nice out, because like the mosquitoes aren't out here yet. Well, they're kind of out, but they're not out that much, so it's just been keeping me busy. It's a great time to be outside.
Oh, yeah, they're starting to come out, but it's actually been not very hot this week down here. It's been raining a lot recently, but today was really nice. Last couple of days have been pretty nice when it wasn't raining, so. I mean, I'll take it cloudy and not hot any second. It gets brutal down here when the heat does come. So,
all right. No. So thanks, Anthony, for the weather report.
And back to you.
So I was talking about stuff I watched. I know a while back we recommended people check out Abstract. I actually started watching it again because I stopped at maybe episode 3. So I saw the episode with the guy who does designs for Dodge, which I thought was really good. And I saw the episode with the episode good. Right after that with the graphic design lady who does typography and stuff.
Yeah, that one was good too.
So I really liked those. It was interesting, and it was better than the lady who did stage design. Hers was kind of whack.
It was cool what she was doing, but I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. I don't feel like I watched that one and got a lot out of it. I guess. That's not her fault, or I don't know. Maybe it's just I couldn't relate.
It just wasn't that interesting.
I didn't have the. Well, to be fair, the last one is about like an interior designer or something like that, and I don't know. I was just like
somebody that works for one of those shows on Discovery, Home and Garden TV or something.
It works for Home Goods.
It's like the lady from Fixer Upper.
Home Goods founder. No, I don't know. I mean, I watched a little bit. Maybe one day when I'm bored, I'll actually watch it. It's just she wasn't very interesting. Like, just her wasn't very interesting.
I saw that.
You need to watch the photography one. That one's really good too.
I like the one. I also saw the one with the guy who he's a architect in the Netherlands or somewhere. He built that. He built like a power plant with a ski slope on top. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, his stuff was pretty cool. Yeah, which is proof that I don't know. It's just a person that you're connecting with on some levels, because
you got to do interesting stuff. Like, you could be the most funny, interesting person. I'd probably watch it, but if the stuff you're doing isn't interesting, that matters too. So it's a combination of the two.
I mean, but you could be boring person, and then so I'm not as interested in your stuff.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway, so yeah, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out Abstract. It's a good series. Hopefully you'll see something you're interested in. And it definitely inspired me to like do better work and more work and that type of stuff.
I've also been watching this show called Helix that's on Netflix. It's pretty good.
So what else am I watching? Uh, I watched The Get Down. I think we talked about that already. I saw.
That they canceled.
eh, I felt like the story was kind of over. I didn't know what else they were gonna do after.
Yeah, it feels like they got their groove late,
Yeah.
and also their budget was out of hand. So I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I agree. I don't know where they would have gone from there. It was just like,
Well, I
okay.
mean, it's like one of those things where it could have continued, but I might have watched it, but it might have been like the jump the shark period because like it probably could have gone for a couple more seasons, but I don't know what else they would have done because like educating people on how hip hop started is very interesting, and that was somewhat interesting, and then the love story and all the other stuff. But then as you continue on, I
Yeah.
already know what's gonna happen. Like he's gonna blow up, she's gonna go her own way. They're gonna regret the decisions they made. His friends are gonna get killed or die or go to jail, or it's the typical. Like I know what's gonna happen, so or I feel like I know what's gonna happen. So I don't think I need to see the rest of it.
So what's today's topic?
Well, I wanted to talk about a couple different things. So one thing, it's old news now, but I thought it was interesting to discuss was what happened with the company SheaMoisture. So I just use like grease and stuff in my hair and beard butter stuff in my beard, but I don't really use hair products like that. But my wife does,
So well,
and she uses stuff from a company called SheaMoisture, and apparently, like they've made products for people with uh natural hair,
black
black
people.
people. For several years now, and I guess established a good following. But anyway, they came out with a new commercial. I guess some new products they were trying to market to a different audience, and basically they had all white people and maybe one like barely black person in there, and I guess people were offended by that.
Is that what happened?
That was my understanding. I
Did you
no,
see
I didn't
it?
see it.
Well, I guess they
They
pulled
pulled
it
it.
down, but well, apparently there was black people in there, but it was like one specific hair type they didn't have in
Yeah,
there. It was like some kind of like it wasn't even like a commercial. It was some kind of thing they posted on Facebook or something like that. Which I mean, I don't know if it was worth all the drama that some people brought to it, like talking about boycotting and stuff like that. I don't feel like it was worth all that, especially they've been holding you down for that long and, make one little. I don't know, because people support mad companies that have done more disrespectful stuff and they just don't care. But I don't know. I don't know. I didn't. I mean, and I watched an interview with the CEO, and he was talking about the whole situation and just everything or whatever. But when they explained it, I was like, "What?"
yeah.
Because I never actually saw the commercial. I was like, I
I
mean,
didn't see it either, but like I saw the CEO's explanation, and I felt like it was kind of weak. He's like, we didn't see it, and we didn't like. He kind of did the we didn't know type of thing, or at least what I saw, and it was like, all right, that doesn't make sense. If you're in charge, you should know. You shouldn't be like, oh, they didn't show us.
I mean, I think in today's environment, it should have. I mean, that's not something that you would. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. Like, it's like one of those things where, like that Pepsi commercial or whatever. It's like, how did it go that far and nobody was like, hey,
Yeah, somebody should have said something.
um,
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're
who's
in charge, like so bringing it back to like a design perspective, if you have a company or whatever, and something is going out that's representing your brand, I feel like you should be paying attention to everything as much as possible. Obviously, the bigger company may be more difficult, but pay attention to whatever is going out representing your brand with your name on it, because people are gonna like they take everything as a
yeah.
representation of you and like your beliefs and all that type of stuff. Like what happened with like I think it was like New Balance or something that they didn't. I don't think they directly endorsed Trump, but they said something about Trump in that whole situation, and a lot of people were like upset about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and then the Under Armour CEO and stuff. Yeah, it's always like, you know, it means something when you lead a thing that trickles down to other people's view of your company or your country when you're the person that the head of it
Yeah,
isn't doing what they should be
yeah.
doing. It makes everybody else bad.
So how do you think
Um,
they could have like? So I don't know the motivation behind it. My first thought was like it seemed like they were basically trying to broaden their audience and reach out to the lighter skinned brethren
Yeah.
and sisterin and other type hair types, which is fine.
Yeah.
But how do you think they could have done it better?
Well, from my understanding of what was said in the commercial was something about like it was kind of talking about different hair struggles that people
Mm-hmm.
had, which when you put struggle and hair, and then you're talking about women and you're talking about black women and stuff like that, you're already going into a
It's rough territory anyway.
just yeah, just tiptoe. Don't even I mean, just because people have different like the struggles that black people and black women, especially, I guess you could say, with hair, it's something that other people don't think about a lot of times. So when you say that people, oh, this is my hair struggle, and it's like, oh, I can't find, I don't know, a good hair tie or something, something stupid. I don't know, that's not an example, but something minor like that. Other people look at it a completely different thing, like, oh, well, I couldn't get a job because of, it's a bigger struggle. So it's like, just the whole wording of that to start with is kind of like, you sure you want to call it a hair struggle and then try to put everybody in
Yeah.
it without, because you have to be aware that these other things are going on. I mean, I understand how it can be frustrating, especially nowadays where it seems like a lot of people are more sensitive about a lot of things, but you can't please everybody. But at the same
There's
time,
some
there
obvious
are,
things you shouldn't do, like call it a struggle.
yeah, it's not, I mean, I was going to say it's not a minefield because you see these things. It's not a minefield. It's obvious obstacles and you just know to walk around them. Just, don't touch on that if you don't really want to go all the
Yeah,
way
just
there.
think, what would Black Twitter say? Like, if I do this, what is
Exactly. I
what
mean,
is
and that's
the
why I
reaction going to be
don't.
on Black Twitter? Well, so that's what I was going to say is like, if you know who your core audience has been and it has been for a while, like who you came up with, then
Mhm.
you want to try and keep them around without, you don't want to alienate them while reaching out to a new group. So
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know Black Twitter and dreadlock Twitter or whatever you want to call it, Shea Butter Twitter,
Shea butter
have
Twitter.
like they've groomed you
Yeah.
and they got you to where you are, so you don't want to alienate them. So when I was talking to my
Mhm.
wife about it, because she wrote a blog post about it and had a lot of opinions on it, I was talking to her about it, and I was saying probably the best way they could have done it would be to just make another brand or make a new product line that's completely separate from whatever they have now, and don't try and blend the two, because blending the two, it sounds bad to say it, because we should all kind of get along. Can't we all get along?
It's all hair types matter.
Yeah, but you got to kind of separate it, because your core audience might not feel comfortable with you straying away. I mean, just like if I don't want to bring everything back to rap, but like you're a rapper and then you start doing an album with no rap on it, you start singing, then people are, oh, you sold out, you ain't real, you ain't from these streets, why you over here singing like a little punk?
You wasn't with me
Yeah,
shooting in
I
the
mean, so
gym.
you go that route and then you're gonna alienate some people. So I don't know. I don't know.
So you should have.
I'm not an expert.
So you should have something that's separate but equal.
This all sounds very bad.
That's the problem with it. It's like, I don't know. I mean, because like the CEO or whatever, he was talking about why they're trying to reach out to more people. I get it entirely because
They want more money.
the reason why is, well, yeah, you want more money, and these other bigger companies, they're realizing that how much power black people will have on Twitter, especially black women when they are against something, how much or they want something, how much money that means
Yeah.
and everything. So they they're like, oh, okay, well, let's start making something for black women, and they can just make it real quick, and they can put SheaMoisture out of business
Hmm.
like real quick. Um, so I mean that. So I understand why they're trying to reach out, but it's like you're going to lose those people in the name of reaching out to these other people. But I mean, honestly, all they had to do, I think, in that commercial was just include somebody. Just make if you're talking about hair struggles, make sure you include everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to at least something from all the I didn't see the
I didn't
commercial,
either.
honestly. I'm sure they yanked it down immediately, and I don't feel like googling trying to find it. So, but you just gotta be aware of who you're reaching out with. I mean, I don't think it's a thing where you need to. It's not really. I mean, it still plays with branding, whatever. But I'm just thinking about like if you're writing a book or you're watching a TV show or something like that, and it looks like they checked all the
Mm.
boxes. It's like, okay,
All
well, here's the
right, we
black
got
character, and here's the woman
random
character.
Asian.
Here's a here's the disabled character. Here's the gay character, and here's the trans character, and they're all friends. It's just they just all happen to be
Yeah,
hanging out together.
it's like
It
unrealistically
I don't like
diverse.
things. Yeah, exactly. Where it's like one of each. It's like that's not. I mean, not that that couldn't happen, but it doesn't happen like that. But the majority of the time, because people meet each other for different reasons and they get along for different reasons. So I mean, it's unrealistic. So I mean, I understand wanting to reach out and represent everybody, but I think you have to do it in a way that feels organic and makes sense for the story. That I don't know. That can't be the. You still have to have a good
Yeah,
story. And I mean, that's even with your brand. I mean, you are trying to tell a story with your brand about your company and everything. So you need to do it in a way that makes sense. Don't just jump out the window and try to, like that Pepsi commercial. You just suddenly jump out the window and try to reach out to like protesters. And it's like, what? What are you doing?
yeah, that's another one that didn't make
That
sense.
doesn't work.
But I mean, I think overall, the biggest thing is like you can't just completely drop your core audience or completely ignore your the people who got you where you are. But you can slowly,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you can
You can
evolve. And I
evolve
think
with
they
them.
tried to step away from the core audience too quickly. Because I've done like
Hmm.
designs where someone was trying to reach a different group than they normally reach, and I always recommend like, okay, your core group is hypothetically like, we could say either black people, white people, whatever core group, and so it's a situation where you can rebrand drastically. Like in our rebranding episode, we talked about like Hyundai. They made their new brand called Genesis, and they're gradually separating the two.
Hmm.
Where Hyundai and Genesis are more separate, and like originally it was just called the car was called Genesis, but now Genesis is the brand, I guess. Um, and I'm sure
Hmm.
the same thing happened like with Nissan and Infinity and Toyota, Lexus, that type of
Like
thing.
like
Yeah.
Lexus and Toyota.
So
Yeah.
you got to do the same thing, but you can't. It can't just be super abrupt, and you hope to get the same. You got to gradually say introduce some new products and say, hey, these are more for like the straighter haired people, and then gradually move that way without forgetting about your other people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know that that's exactly what they were doing. I don't think it was a different product. They were just trying to say like
It works for
everybody can
these
use this
people too.
product, which
Well, I've seen
yeah,
people do that
I
before,
mean,
but it's I don't know because I've seen like commercials where it's like some product that's targeted at one specific audience, and then they do the typical commercial, and then at the end there's somebody like, and it works for me too, or like we use it on the dog too, and it seems corny, but
works great for
yeah,
niggas
but
too.
you don't want to do that. Like that would have come off stupid, but yeah, that's probably what they should have done.
I
So I
mean,
don't know, but we've seen it happen
and something like that. I think you focus
on your
more
original
on
audience,
the
and you throw in a little bit for the new audience.
well, well, well. If you want to like pull in other people, I think you focus on other things that could pull in people. Like I don't know, call it organic. That'll pull in white
Yeah,
people.
available at your local
Um,
Whole Foods.
Yeah, put it in Whole Foods. I don't know. Make it available at yoga studio. Stuff like that. Give it away with frappuccinos. I don't know. But there are things that you could do. I mean, or you could. I mean, but seriously, you could talk about like the what it's for, like why it's beneficial for your skin and things like that. You could talk about that, and that may bring other people in because they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I could use
Yeah,
that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, my fiance made like some whipped shea butter and coconut oil thing for her mom, and she's not black, so other people can use it. So I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean that's I don't know. I don't know what their labels look like, honestly.
I had my wife has
Um,
some in the shower. I, but I'll say this, and then we could stop talking about this because we kept
do they
talking
have
in
black
circles.
people on the
But
labels?
they don't have black people on the labels. It's just it does look. I wouldn't say it looks ethnic,
Black.
but I think so. There's a way you can advertise a product without focusing on who's going to use it, and I think that's where you have
Yeah.
to go because some products they advertise like you're selling a lifestyle. Um, like you see, like the first one I thought it was like a Mercedes advertisement. They're selling a lifestyle, so you're gonna see the white guy in the car. He looks like he's rich and powerful and somehow, and he's driving a car. They're selling the lifestyle, and they're selling that character along with it because they know that that person or persons fitting that description or people aspiring to be that person are gonna be impressed by that and want that. On the other hand, you can see other advertisements where they're just selling the product. They're not selling the lifestyle. They're saying this product will do these things and it's good for this or that or whatever. But they're not selling so much the lifestyle around it. So you won't see, random white people flipping their hair or black people, with mad lotion on, with curly hair or whatever, like playing in the water or whatever. You won't see people. I don't know. I couldn't think of any good examples, but you won't see people enacting the lifestyle that they hope that this product will give them. You know what I'm saying? So if you do that, then you can advertise it without really showing many people. You might have to show somebody's hands or something like that, but you can advertise it without showing many people. But that's more complicated to do. And you really got to think about your messaging. Whereas it's easy to just show, mad women like with their hair looking all nice and like, yeah, we use this and this is how it got like that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's so much, there's so much to that you have.
Yeah, I think someone should have thought more about it. But yeah,
because I mean, there are things where companies have tried to do the right thing, and then somebody, will interpret it in a different way that may not be accurate, and it's like, no, this is the way, and then you just lost your whole messaging because you're sitting there trying to explain yourself, and you may have not done anything wrong, but they just somebody grabs a hold of it, somebody feels a type of way about some little thing, and then they make it a whole like massive, big deal. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, but that's the way life is. You got you put yourself out there, and sometimes it doesn't go anywhere.
So best of luck to those SheaMoisture people. I still have there's still some of it in my shower, and next time I wash my hair, I'm probably going to use it. And yeah.
Personally, I use Essential Joy Naturals. They only have black people in there.
All right, so a couple other things I thought of that we wanted to talk about this week. A friend of mine was designing a business card this week. He's not a graphic designer, but he was asking me for some advice on that because he found a template on the internet and was just putting it together using a template like a Photoshop template he found somewhere, and he was asking me for some advice. So I thought I'd share some of the same things I shared with him with the general audience, just in case they care. So
don't use a template.
No, I think so. I think finding a template on the internet is okay. Not all the templates will look good. So, all right. So let's talk about that. Let's go there. Templates. I think templates are fine, but you really need to make sure you find a template that kind of matches with your logo. If you already have a logo, then you need to find something that's going to go well with your logo and the style that your company has been using thus far, and matches with the style and the image you want to present for your company as a whole. So like when I was out with my friend, I designed the logo for that company, but in the business card templates he was using didn't necessarily match up because they looked real techy. Like they had a lot of sharp angles and stuff, and they looked like it was trying to be futuristic and techy, which is fine. But the company is not a tech company; they're not doing nothing futuristic, and so it wasn't a blatant clash. It didn't look bad, considering that he didn't have to pay me to do it. But you got to keep that in mind. Like you don't want to have a high tech looking card if your business is like a daycare or something like that. So that's the main thing. And then the other thing,
it wouldn't work for SheaMoisture.
Probably not. The other thing I pointed out to him was like you want to make sure the colors match up. So when you download a template, like the colors in the template may not, it might look cool to you, but you need to make sure the colors match with your branding and the theme of your branding that you've used all along, so that you can develop some consistency. So like Like if I hand you one of my business cards, it's gonna have the same blue that's on our logo, on our Twitter, on our Instagram, on our website, everywhere. So it's kind of like, oh, I recognize this blue. I know, like a kind of brand identity kind of thing. Just like, Facebook has that blue that they use on everything. Twitter has a blue they use on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram has that gradient thing that they use. So
And PayPal has the blue.
yeah, everyone has their own like kind of blue.
Jacked. Did you hear about that?
About what?
PayPal is suing Pandora.
Because they use the same blue.
Well, their logo looks like theirs, the P.
Oh, not really. Pandora's has a serif.
I admit when I'm going through my phone looking for the app for PayPal, I sometimes hit the Pandora button by accident.
PayPal is different though, because PayPal is like I'm sure it's not Arial, but it reminds me of like an Arial bold
It's
italic.
like two of the Pandora P's.
Yeah.
It's easy to. I mean, it's happened. But,
I don't have Pandora on my phone, but
okay, well,
yeah, I could see the
anywho.
similarity. But I mean, it's they're not even competitive. Like they're not straight competition. But okay. In terms of business card design, if someone was trying to design their own business cards, what would you recommend? Besides hire a professional.
I mean, think about how much content you're going to put on there. I mean, are you talking about just design wise or like all around?
All around.
I would say, think about how much content you want on there. I mean, think about, people's emails in your company. Do they have really long emails? Because that can cause a problem depending on the design of the card. Or if somebody has a really long name, you have somebody that likes to hyphenate,
yeah, that's a problem.
Then I had that problem, and it was like everybody else's card works except for yours. I need you to change your name.
Or your email is just too long.
Yeah, your email is like way off the. I gotta put in.
Like it wraps to a second line.
Susan Alexander hyphen Meshibafeth, and I can't fit all that at
At the long
whatever
name of your company.
Yeah. You gotta. I mean, those are things to consider. Like, either fire that person or shorten your email, or have them change their name. You gotta pick.
Well, that's why it's good to have a short website URL as much as possible too. Exactly. And I've seen some companies where their website has a long URL, a longer URL that's kind of spelled out a little bit more, but for their corporate email, they have a shorter URL that they use.
No, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then you're not typing all day trying to type somebody's email address, and it's short and simple.
Yeah.
The other thing I forgot to mention is like, you want to, as much as possible, you want to keep things on your card that are going to be relevant at least for a while, unless you plan to print business cards frequently. So like,
you mean no QR codes?
That's exactly where I was going. So I designed some cards for my wife a while back. She has a blog and business stuff, and so at the time, like 2010, 2011, QR codes was the jump off. So you had QR code on there and all kinds of other stuff. But now not so much. So it's like now you have a card where part of the space is just wasted. So I was like, you need to be giving everybody you can a business card so we can get rid of these and make you some new ones. Because she does a lot of social media stuff. So she's got like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Google Plus,
all
that stuff on there. It's just listed on the back. But that's another thing, like you were talking about, the amount of content.
That's kind of overwhelming.
On one side. Yeah, but
who designed that?
I don't want to talk about it.
No, I mean,
it makes
like
sense for certain situations.
I feel like once you get past, you got your Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. After that, like, dude, come on.
Yeah, I need email, phone, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
I will find you on Pinterest if I need to. Let me start off slow. You're doing too much on the first date.
Well, that's something I've recommended to people, and I recommended to my wife too. Is like, determine what's the best way to contact you. Which ones do you check the most? Do you check your email frequently? You on Twitter all the time? You stay in somebody's DMs on Instagram. Okay, put those on your card, but don't put every single social media outlet that you have. Like, follow me on High Five and on MySpace. Because I believe you got profiles. It's fine that you got profiles on LinkedIn and everywhere else, but it doesn't matter if you're not checking them frequently. If you are, then I'm wondering, what do you do? What kind of business are you going to do for me?
Yeah,
You're
if you
so
are,
busy checking 47 different profiles.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you really, I mean, you should narrow down and focus on some. I mean, it's some easily post to others, but get good at some before you start diversifying your social portfolio. Um,
Yeah, it's just too much to keep up with,
yeah.
honestly.
The other
Because
thing,
I'm active on
mhm.
some and I'm not active on others.
Other thing I would suggest is do not print your business cards out on regular paper and just cut them out and then hand that out to people because
You've seen that?
yeah,
I've seen people use. So the first business cards I ever made for myself back in 2003
for the
were
ladies.
I handed them out to the ladies like, yeah, girl, I'm
That's another
CEO
note.
of
Don't
my
just put
own
your name
business,
on a card with your number and think you're doing it. That's
and
not.
some fake job title
Yeah, that's not tight.
like culture forwarder or
With
something.
all your socials
But
on the back and a hashtag.
but yeah, I was gonna say I got the paper, the perforated paper. Yeah, perforated business card paper at like Walmart and stuff, and I bought that and I printed them out,
Hmm.
and they didn't look professional.
No, it doesn't. I mean, even the ones that are clean break or whatever, you can still kind of tell. Some of those you may be able to get away with, but like it is not that expensive to just order some. Like just order some. Like,
You can get them done pretty good at like Staples or
mhm.
somewhere like that, and they'll do
Well,
them for
yeah,
you,
because
and
they'll
they're
cut them or
nice
whatever.
enough.
I mean, but just go to
Yeah,
overnight prints or something like that. It's like mad cheap to get like a bunch of them. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I was saying, like don't just print them out on paper and cut it out and call it a business card. You might as well. I don't know. You might as well ask me to throw it away for you because like I don't necessarily want your business card, but I definitely don't want that. I mean, that's like a
I don't
it's
want a
like
sheet
a
of
it's like a
paper.
it's like a yeah, it's like a moist handshake, a moist like scarf hands,
Yeah, you don't
scarf.
want the soft handshake.
Yeah, no, dude, just don't. I mean, that's why. I mean, when our business cards, I got like the thickest ones, like the sandwich ones. I mean, no, they won't. You can't fit more than one in your wallet at a time. But um,
Hey, that's why I don't wear skinny jeans. All
yeah,
right,
but
so we'll just act
still,
like that didn't happen.
okay, all right.
Um,
I mean, but yeah, I mean
I
that's the problem with it. But still, it's like this is like because this lady the other day she was like I was like, oh, I can give you my business cards. I was like I never shove business cards on people. But now I know they're nice, so I'm like, here, I'll take it. And she's like, no, I'm just gonna get rid of it. Just give me your. And I handed her one. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna lose that.
I think I will keep this.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, this is nice. Like,
Yeah,
honestly, the other day I was somewhere at office and somebody had a metal business card. And
yeah, I've seen
I was
those.
like, that's wild. It's a bit much, but that's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice, but it kind of feels a little bit like overcompensation.
Hmm. I don't know. The point is for people to remember it, and
Yeah,
yeah.
but what are you gonna do with
I
that
was gonna
metal
say
business
that
cards? I
that
mean, I would
was
rather have something that's useful.
yeah. It'll probably get thrown away next time I'm at the airport or something, and I can't get through the metal
Exactly. That's what I
detector.
was thinking. It's like you gonna walk around with that, just this 5 pound thing of your business cards.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I was gonna say like I mean, for some people, I wonder are business cards even necessary anymore? I mean, it's a cool thing to say. Here's my business card,
Yeah.
but like everybody's got a phone these days, so you can connect with someone immediately. Like, what's your Instagram? Okay, and we're connected.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah, like the lady the other day, she was just like, here, she put my name in, it was like, here, enter all your stuff. She just hand me her phone. And I
Yeah,
did that.
yeah,
And I give her a business card.
yeah. I think it's a nice plus to add on to the let's just do it digitally. Or like I remember that Samsung used to have some phone you could just tap and send your contact information or
Oh,
whatever.
beaming stuff. I think you can still
Yeah,
do that, technically. I don't know
I'm not
anybody.
into that. I don't do it anymore. I've done it like once or twice, but yeah, I
Yeah.
end up typing in people's phones. But yeah, that's all I had to say about business cards.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. I hope you got some we're able to get something out of our rambling.
Yeah,
Um,
this week was a little short, but we'll be back next week. Not next week. 2 weeks from now.
yeah,
Stay
we're
tuned in.
hoping to we're trying to working on some line up some interesting interviews for the future. Um,
Yep.
so we can try to get some different perspectives on different things. I think looking forward to that. So trying to do big things,
Big things popping.
little things stopping.
I wasn't sure
Um,
if that's what the next line was, so I didn't bother.
I wasn't sure either, and then it just came out, and I was like, yeah, that feels right. I think that is what it was. Don't ask me what the next line is. I don't remember that, but
No. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Um, you could follow us on social media. We don't have that many, so it's not that hard. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Pinterest.
We're not on Pinterest.
What was that thing where you could like check in the places, location, Foursquare?
Foursquare.
Um,
Is that still alive?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But yeah, that's one of those things. Like you gotta be careful what you put on your card. Unless you know that thing is gonna stay around, don't put it on there.
Yeah.
I think it might actually still be around, but I don't think anyone ever uses it as much anymore.
Probably got bought out by somebody and they took the technology and like probably Facebook bought it or something,
Yeah,
right? Something like that.
because everyone has a location. Like Instagram has location now, but I don't think you win nothing for being like taking a bunch of selfies on top of Stone Mountain. You don't win nothing.
No, you don't.
But Google has that.
And don't Stone Mountain shame me.
Hey, so I was on Instagram and I saw some like I was the explore page like where it's just got random stuff. I was on there. I saw some like it was some like Instagram girl on top of Stone Mountain taking her picture up there like she was exercising. I remember the time last summer we were up there and one of them thoughts was
It
up
was
there.
her.
Yeah, I don't think it was the same girl. I don't know. They all kind of look the same, but she. So last summer, story time. Last summer, we went to Stone Mountain and we walked up there. Me and Anthony and our families walked up there together. Walked to the top, and this girl was up there taking pictures. Well, she wasn't taking pictures. Some guy that was with her was taking pictures of her. Like she's just posing on top of Stone Mountain. So I watched her for a little while, and what she was doing, she was taking several pictures, and then she was like put on a different top on top of whatever she had. And she didn't get naked or nothing, but she put on another top, took some more pictures, posing or whatever, and then they left or went wherever they went. And I was like, I bet she's just taking mad pictures so she could post these on Instagram and make it look like she's coming up here multiple times when it was all in the same day. And yeah,
Hey.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do it.
Yeah, but I see people all the time around here. Like anytime I go to a park or anything, like I don't know, people taking pictures or I don't know. You can tell. I don't know. They're serious about that here. It's where they come to do that kind of stuff. I think so.
Yeah.
But
I'm not about that life.
no,
I did post a picture on Instagram this week, and we got like 78 or 80 likes. I was
I
surprised.
saw that.
That's like the most likes I've
Why?
ever gotten on Instagram.
What? I don't understand why though.
Hey, I designed that logo. It was really good.
No, I mean I like it too, but like
I was just surprised, yeah, because I've had a picture on my personal Instagram that got like 60 something likes. It wasn't even a good picture. It was just
it's
random.
weird. I mean that's what I was wondering if it has something to do with the hashtags you used or something like that. Because
I
I
don't
could
know.
not think of like why did this get 76 likes.
I don't know, but yeah, if you follow us on Instagram at Alien Muffin, feel free to go like our pictures, like all of them, just one by
Mhm.
one. Just scroll through the whole timeline and like all of them. But that's another episode we probably will have coming up at some point. Is a follow up on our social media episode. Uh, talk about how poorly we're doing with our social media platforms,
Still.
and we'll probably for that episode we'll see if we can bring in someone who's doing better on social media than we are to
Like your wife.
to berate us on how bad we're doing on social media.
Like your wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our after the show commentary. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Follow us. Leave a comment, suggestions, feedback. and